Alright guys, so I have graded your 6.2 and 2.2.1 test, finally. Sorry that took me so long, but I have figured out a better way to go about doing that so it won't take as long next time. If you've taken a look at your grades, I just want to let you know, first of all, the test was originally out of 35 points, but after going through it, I knew we had some issues with the new format of it being on forms and not on docs, and since I hand graded it, I didn't I kind of fixed some of the things that Google said were wrong, but also I know that it just throws us off when our tests don't look like our normal tests. Okay, so that being said, I have curved the grade a little bit and it is now out of 30 and not out of 35. Still, grades are not quite where I want them, so and I wanted to help prevent that from being the case in the future. So here's a little PowerPoint on some common mistakes that we made. And so you are going to have an attendance grade that is fixing some sentences that I write that are wrong based off of these common mistakes. And we're going to double dip with that a little bit. You're not only going to get an attendance grade for doing that, but you will get some points back on your own tests for doing that as well. So please make sure you watch this entire video. Go through the PowerPoint as you're fixing your mistakes, and let's get some points back on that test. All right, so here we go. First, capitalization and punctuation. These are things that I saw in every single section and things that I want to make sure we're all on the same page, we're all following the same rules so that this doesn't keep happening, okay? Again, I graded this by hand, so there's a lot of this that I didn't mark wrong, that I overruled Google on. But from now on, I'm not going to do that, okay? Because we got to learn our capitalization and punctuation. They're the same rules as the ones we use in English, so if you're ever not sure, just fall back on what you already know. Think, would I end this with a period in English? Yes, I would. Okay, great, put it. Okay, but here we go. We'll go through this together. So, a lot of times I didn't see a period at the end of the sentence. Again, I didn't take off points, but from now on I will. So, if you are answering the question by writing a complete sentence on your own, end it with a period. Period. No exceptions. It's got to have a period at the end. If you're just answering with a word or a phrase, don't put a period. So here's some examples. If I wrote, me gusta la manzana, I would end that with a period. That is a sentence. I like apples. If I wanted to just say apple, I would say la manzana, and I would not end it with a period. If I were conjugating verbs and I wanted you to tell me I like, I would just write me gusta, and I would not end that with a period. Okay? Also, I didn't see accents on a lot of this. Okay? I know that we did this test before I posted the video on how to add accents on your Chromebook, so I wasn't sure if everyone knew how to do that. So I didn't take off points. Some of you put in parentheses accent over the I or whatever, which was great for this test, but from now on, you need to actually add the accent in the right spot. So if you still don't know how to put accents in your Chromebook, let me know. I'll give you a call. I'll walk you through it, but make sure you watch that video first because it's really great. Then capitalization. And I know this is like the bane of our existence right now, but we have to capitalize things in the right spot. So here's some rules. If you are answering by writing a sentence, again, if you're answering a complete sentence, start it with a capital letter. Here's an example. Mi deporte favorito es el fútbol americano. I started that with a capital letter and I ended it with a period because it is an entire sentence that I am writing. If you are filling in a blank, do not capitalize the word. Here's an example from our test. Yo blank mucho. We want to conjugate correr. We make it corrí. Did not capitalize it. If you're translating a word or phrase, do not capitalize it. If you need to translate the finger or if you need to write the finger as an answer, just write el dedo. It is not capitalized and it has no period. It's not a full sentence. Names must also be capitalized. I saw a lot of people not giving Maria her respect and capitalizing her name. So Maria should have a capital letter. Big difference from English to Spanish. In English, we always capitalize I, right? In Spanish, yo is not capitalized, okay? Unless it's the first word, like it is right here. This is capitalized. But if it's in the middle of a sentence, do not capitalize yo, okay? All right, first section of our test, doler. Couple things that were tripping us up. The body part must have the article before it. Me duele cabeza should be me duele la cabeza, okay? Always will have the article before it. Yo and tu are not used with doler as our subjects. We say a mí and a ti instead. just like we did with gustar. So tú te duele todo el cuerpo is not correct. This tú should not be in there. It should be a ti te duele todo el cuerpo. Or you can make your life much easier and just say te duele todo el cuerpo, period. Okay? Again, full sentence, period. A must come before names and pronouns. Okay? Like here I have a ti. Or Maria le duele el estómago should be Maria le duele el estómago. Again, I did not take off points for not having the but I will from now on if we use doler or gustar again. ERIR, we did really, really well on this section. Okay, this is probably one of our best ones. Again, I did not take off points for not having the accents on these, but I will in the future. So, the only thing that I saw that we commonly messed up on was that group subjects like el equipo, right? The team, that's a group, but it's one team. La familia is a group. You cannot be a family by yourself. La clase is a group. There's usually more than one person in a class, but these are still only one thing. See how it says el equipo, la familia, la clase. Those are singular. You can have a team, or you can have teams, you can have a family, or you can have families, you can have a class, or you can have classes. These are just one, okay? So el equipo, when we're conjugating ganar, we should use the el ella, the one singular thing that we're talking about, because it's just one team, even though there's multiple people. Adverbs. The biggest thing with this was just our spelling. We were not double checking that we were spelling these right. They're long words, so I know that you have to be careful with it, but you got to be careful with it. Spelling is important. Especially with this, I needed to know that you knew how to do this correctly. So, again, all we have to do is put the adjective in the feminine form and add mente. So, like serio will become seria, and then we add the mente. Seriamente. This is our final adverb form. All right, last one. This is the roughest part. So that means, as if you look down at point number 3, we just got to practice, okay? Practice with open-ended questions. So questions that I ask you about yourself. A lot of times we did not have complete sentences or sentences in Spanish. So every time I ask you open-ended questions, this is La Clase de Español. I expect those to be complete sentences and in Spanish, okay? I will let you know if you can answer something in English. And then, big hint for answering open-ended questions, use the verb in the question, okay? So if I ask you if you are practicing something, como practicas something, then you should use practicar. But using the verb in the question doesn't necessarily mean copying that verb down, right? Because if I ask you a question, you need to answer it in the yo form, okay? So I'm going to add that to this PowerPoint right now, because I want you to use the verb in the question, but change it from the to form to the yo form, okay? Because you need to be answering these questions about yourself. And again, biggest thing we got to do is practice. So be expecting some more open-ended questions. I will try and do a better job of guiding you through that as we go, okay? So now you should be answering the attendance check-in thing, okay? So I will have 5 sentences for you that you need to correct, okay? So you get a grade, an attendance grade for doing it, okay? So 5 out of 5 if you attempt it, and then you will possibly get 5 points back on your test if you get all 5 of those correct, okay? So make sure you're really trying and looking through all of this. All right. Hasta luego.